According to the World Health Organization, 1.2 million people die each year due to traffic accidents in India, making it the nation's sixth leading cause of death. This year, 50% of India's malnourished children could be fed with the nearly 20 billion that is spent each year due to poor road safety. A startling 86% of road casualties are comprised of pedestrians, cyclists and motorcyclists, a large number of whom have few resources to deal with accident-related care. This poses heavy burdens on pre-hospitalization, acute care and rehabilitation, and accounts for a loss of nearly 3% of our entire GDP. If left unchecked, this issue could claim the lives of 1.9 million people every year by 2020. The biggest problem facing India is that accident victims rarely receive critical emergency medical care in the golden hour after they have sustained their injuries. Half of these victims can be saved if they receive basic first aid on scene before they are admitted to the hospital. This is obviously an urgent problem. So then why do people in India so often fail to help in such situations? Sadly, 74% of Indian bystanders are unlikely to assist a victim of serious injury. Among those polled, 88% cited either legal reasons like police questioning or multiple court appearances, or potentially having to pay the victim's hospital fees as reasons not to help. The good news is that people in India are demanding a Good Samaritan law to be introduced in India to provide a legal framework to encourage bystanders to assist victims without fear of negative repercussions. Guidelines are to be introduced in 2015 that protect civilian first responders from being harassed or intimidated. If introduced in India, this law will encourage and empower Good Samaritans to help injured victims on the road and will include protection from legal hassles, intimidation and lengthy investigations for Good Samaritans and medical professionals. Guidelines to all hospitals encouraging them to treat trauma victims and not to detain those who bring the victims. A system for recognizing and celebrating those who save lives. This law by itself accomplishes very little if an individual does not have the capacity to act in such situations. This guideline must ideally include first aid knowledge that is essential for bystanders to be able to help in preventing traffic-related deaths. If you were a witness to an accident, what would you do? What can you do? There are certain general emergency tips and first aid care an individual can be equipped with to be able to save lives and help in the critical golden hour. The following steps taken at an accident scene can help you save lives. Step 1. Check. Check the scene for safety and the victim for life-threatening conditions such as heavy bleeding, no breathing or unconsciousness. Step 2. Call. Dial 100 or your local emergency number. Step 3. Care to save lives. If you suspect a head, neck or back injury, do not remove the victim with a jerk. Heavy bleeding must be stopped. Apply and maintain pressure on the wound. Do not attempt to remove any foreign object lodged in the body. Shift the victim to the ambulance or police car by using a stretcher, spine board or a flat wooden or plastic board. Ensure that the neck and spine remain in a secure position during the process. If passed, a Samaritan law would be only as effective as you are. So don't neglect victims. Empower yourself today to be a Good Samaritan.